What's up, you beauties? It's Bat Chat Begins, back again with another fantastic video to show to you all today. I had one of my best carries that I've ever had in my entire career on this game in the 57 Heavy on Winter Malinovka, so I thought I'd like to share that with you guys. I'll have a review on the Swedish tank line and the various buffs and nerfs that came in Update 7.3, and that should be out later this week. If you haven't gone ahead and subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn notifications on. We're going to try to reach 2K subs by the end of the year. Thank you guys very much for all of your support. And with that, we are going to go ahead and move on into the game. We're taking the 57 Heavy, which is my favorite auto-loading tank at tier 10, over to the heavy side of Winter Malinovka with the support of the majority of our team. We've got the IS-4 and several TDs behind us, while the lingering parts of our team with the medium tank and the light tank have already gone ahead and ran into the enemy's light tank, and you'll see here in a second they will also find the medium tank there at the A cap. With the tank spotted at B and this IS-8 spotted at the C cap, there's a very good chance the enemy team is quite spread out, which is perfect for an autoloader because the 57, the 50B, tanks like those, they thrive on being able to pick apart isolated opponents. And with the help of this IS-4 here, we are going to go ahead and remove a tier 9 gun from the game, and a really good one at that. If you didn't know, the IS-8 has the IS-4's gun just on a much more mobile platform, and we are able to go ahead, take 2 shots from him, and deliver 6 shots of punishment in return, which is what the 57 specializes at. Taking a look around, obviously the situation at the A cap is not doing too bad right now, but as you can see, we have an AFK Malshin, meaning we are already down a tank, and that means it is theoretically a 5v5. So we're going to go ahead and put our attention on the deadliest gun in this game, which is the Jagdpanzer E100, and we are going to do what I think you should do with most auto-loading tanks in this game, and that is trying to waste the repair kits of the enemy tank that you're coming up against. With those 3 shells that we fired into the Jagdpanzer, we tracked him twice, meaning that he had to waste both repair kits, and he no longer can repair any single damage that he has in this game, meaning that if one of my allies tracks him, he will not be able to go ahead and untrack himself with a repair kit. And I think you should endeavor to do that with auto-loading tanks like the 57, and we're going to go ahead and do that to the enemy T-57 here, tracking him on the first shell, retracking him on the second shell, and going ahead and just slamming our 3rd shell into him. And that is an absolute game-changing tactic right there, because if you're coming up against enemy tanks who do not have any more repair kits, if you set a fire or you damage their ammo rack, they are no longer able to repair that damage, and that can absolutely turn the tide of a game into your favor during the late game. As you can see here, the enemy T-57 is wasting his time and dealing with the AFK tank, which I always think is quite a bad idea if you're playing on the enemy team. If you see an AFK tank, you should always start trying to focus on the biggest threat towards you. An AFK presents no threat towards your team besides spotting, and so you should leave those tanks till the end of the game. So let's take a look at the situation we find ourselves in now. We haven't seen the enemy heavy tank, and we know that the 4202 has gone ahead and dealt with our tanks at the A cap. We are a tank down because we have an AFK tank. We've seen the T95, he was over towards the heavy side, over towards the C cap, and he was full health. So we theoretically have a full health Malshin, a full health T95, and an FE4202. We are down on 2 caps right now, meaning that it is really crunch time right now, and we need to go ahead and start getting kills and moving towards caps. The teamwork between myself and the IS-4 is actually going to be pretty nice. You don't often see teamwork like this in a public match. As you can see, I am trying to make my way towards the T95 to go ahead and get some shells into him and distract him from dealing with my IS-4. And as you can see, we finally found the enemy Malshin. He is not AFK like our Malshin is, but he is not the world's greatest player. He is just kind of sitting there. And it lets me go ahead and empty my entire clip into the T95. As you can see, I have only 1 AP shell left, so there is no point in loading an AP clip. In fact, I noticed that earlier when we were moving through the B cap, so I went ahead, went on the reload, and reloaded my heat shells. I don't often like to shoot purely heat in the 57 because it is overkill. We've gone ahead and dealt with the T95, but as you can see, we are very far down on cap points, so there's no point in shooting the enemy Malshin. I have to go find the enemy FV4202 and kill him as soon as possible, because the cap points are above 900 and we have no option but to go ahead and try to get this guy. Fortunately for us, the 4202 is not running away, which gives me 1 opportunity to kill this guy before the cap points run out and we lose this game. We are already at 980, 985, 990, and as we come up to the 4202, it hits 995, and as I kill the 4202, the IS-4 gets into the enemy cab, sealing this absolute carry between myself and the IS-4 driver. What an absolute show of camaraderie, of teamwork, as we were able to not only kill the most threatening enemy tank, but also to get all the bases to secure one of the best supremacy wins I have ever had in my entire life. GG's to the IS-4, you're an absolute team player. I was able to go ahead and get a Top Gun, Mastery Badge, High Caliber, 7,000 damage. Even though the IS-4 didn't do a ton that game, he still did a great job of supporting me. So GG's to you, sir. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. I hope you guys enjoy this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you. Oh, easier said than done. I thought you were the one listening to my